TDI and MDI are two different types of isocyanate. They're used to make prepolymers. Think of the prepolymer as being a polyol, spaghetti-like stretchy material. The isocyanate needs to be on each end of that polyol, and then we combine that with a curative to give you the matrix that gives you a good, tough urethane. The TDI gives you better high temperature resistance. So if your environment is in a hot area, we need to be with a TDI. It also gives you much better compression set, meaning if you're constantly pressing down on it, you need it to come back. You don't want it to just stay totally compressed. For example, a bumper, something that is being hit constantly as something comes down the line, say bottles are coming by and hitting it. If you keep doing that, you're going to end up getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. Even more so, it's important for gaskets. You don't want to put a gasket in and then have it shrink down and start leaking. So the compression set's very important, and you would want to go with a TDI. Your MDIs will give you better low temperature. If we're talking about, minus 40 degrees, even down to about minus 100 centigrade, we would have to be with an MDI. Also, MDIs give us better rebound, mainly because of the curatives that work well with MDI. The MDI also gives you less heat buildup. Again, in these dynamic situations where you have, let's say, a high-speed wheel or a high-speed roller, you need that bounce back so that you don't build up heat inside of this wheel and start melting the urethane. And MDIs will do a better job of that than TDI. Let's again say you're working in a freezer. You want a gasket for a walk-in freezer at a restaurant, or some piping that's going to run an extremely cold liquid through it. You need to have that low temperature resistance of the MDI so that it doesn't harden up and begin to crack. On the other hand, if you're running a wheel in a steel factory where it's seeing 175, 180 degrees Fahrenheit constantly, MDI would begin to soften. TDI will hold its hardness. So it's very important depending upon the application and the environment.